Hey everyone, it's Ames from Crafting Confessions here with a mini tutorial just to show you how I've created the lettering effect on this card that I've made. Just a few notes before I show you. The card uses a few things, so we've got a stencil I've created using a Top Dog Dies alphabet die. I've also drawn these little stars using a memory box stencil called Stars Starry Nights. I've also used clearly besotted stamp set with a flourish to create these flourishes, and just splattered some grey ink all over basically with paintbrush and water and London Fog Memento ink, just to give it a bit of a grungy effect. Okay, so here we go. I'll show you how I created the lettering. So first of all, I used for Top Dog Dies Vintage Alphabet Set, and I just ran it through my Cuttlebug creating a stencil, removed all the letters. Just bear in mind that if you're going to want to use letters such as A, B, D, letters that have the little bits in the middle missing, you may want to keep those for future reference. And also, it might be easier to do this if you die cut this from vellum, because you can see where your lettering's going even better. That's hindsight for you. I thought of that after. So I will need a piece of scrap paper just to show you how I do this, and my stencil. I'm still going to spell the word hey because it's easy to spell, and I'm using a a Pilot Frixon pen, which is very cool because it has this end which is an eraser, so you can rub out pen, which is amazing if you're like me and you tend to make many mistakes, but fingers crossed I won't here. So I'm just selecting my letter, so I will start with H, just drawing round the letter with my pen. You can do this with a variety of markers, pens. The only thing I'd say is that you need to make sure the nib is reasonably fine to get into the sort of nooks and crannies of some of these letters, because they have quite tight corners. Okay, so there's my H. Now, in order to make it 3D, I can simply just move my stencil across a bit. Hopefully you can see this, and decide how 3D I want it, and then just draw again, just over the sides that are showing that there's a gap. I'm not taking too much care here. You can take a lot of care when you've got time. And here, and here, and then I'll add even more detail to this letter just by adding a pattern to it. I'm going to do this freehand as I did on the card. One last bit there. So as you can see, it's turning out to be 3D already. Lettering is decorated just by adding some lines. Now, if you're a bit of a perfectionist, and I can be at times, you could use a ruler for this, and it would look much neater. Okay, there's the H done, and the E. So this is where, if you die cut the stencil or the die from vellum or acetate, it would be much easier to see where you are placing your next letter. That's a tip for future reference. Something that I'll think I'll do. Okay, E is done. Move it to the side a bit. It's almost taking the guesswork out for you for making something appear 3D. Okay. I'm going for lines today. You could do any pattern. Polka dots, zigzags, whatever. And we're nearly there, nearly done. And the final letter, Y. Here we go. Now obviously this technique can be used with pretty much any shape die. It doesn't have to be letters. And you don't have to use pen through a stencil, of course. I mean, embossing paste is all the rage at the minute, so you know, you can maybe use embossing paste and have letters with a bit of texture. Just for today though, it's pen, because it's nice and easy. And pretty fun, it's like you're doodling. Okay. Add the lines, we're nearly there, nearly finished. If there's any lines that I'm not happy with, I can just rub them out or just add a bit more detail to them. Okay, I'm reasonably happy with that. That's not bad for a little rushed video tutorial. So there you have it, a very simple way of creating your custom fun style lettering using dies. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by.